Good evening, good evening, good evening. Stat man AJT here from the Number Streets podcast, man. Listen, we had a great day for the Brotherhood Hoop League Week 7. This is the last week of the regular season, man. And we have a lot to talk about. Sorry I'm late, man. Set my alarm for 6:15 and it was 6:15 a.m., not 6:15 p.m. So my apologies, man, but I'm rested and I'm ready to go. Thank you to all the people that's tuning in live, man. Appreciate y'all. I have a whole lot to talk about, man. A whole lot to talk about, and I'm gonna get right to it. Before I do that, though, I want to give my shout outs first. First of all, I want to give a shout out to God. Without him, there's no league, there's no me. So without him, I'm nothing. Shout out to my baby Bree. She gonna be walking in a few minutes. So if y'all see me look over in that direction, man, y'all don't be alarmed. That's just my daughter walking in. My mom, got the best mom in the world, man. So thankful for her. Stretch, Damo, the council, Relentless Sports, Virginia Neptunes, Brotherhood Hoop League, man. Lincoln Heritage, that's my employer. Just big thanks and shout out to everybody. Let's get ready to roll. I'm gonna discuss the 4 games today. Discuss those. I'm gonna discuss. We don't know the playoffs just yet, so if people keep asking, about the playoffs, we don't have the playoff seedings yet. What we do know as of right 8:20 p.m. on this Sunday evening, what we do know is that the Villains are likely to play the Dream Team. That's what we know as of now. Seeds 2 and 7, 3 and 6, 4 and 5 have yet to be undecided. Big shout out to the refs, man. Melquan and Thomas, man, did a great job today. Shout out to Foster for volunteering and helping, man. Shout out to Batman's mom, Miss Hardy. Again, thanks to everybody who makes this thing. Shout out to Kayla, Leo's wife, man. She comes through for us. So, we're greatly appreciative of everyone who's contributed. We got 2 special guests today, who are gonna come on and who are gonna discuss their great games that they had today. And I'm ready to work. Again, thanks to everybody who's tuning in. Let me know y'all in here in the comments, man. Sometimes it doesn't always show, but I definitely want to shout out to everybody who's here watching tonight. First game, Mentality versus Dream Team, and this was actually a surprisingly good game. The Mentality were 3 and 3 heading into this game. Dream Team was 1 and 5 heading into this game, and it was actually really close. I want to look. By the way, the stats will not be official until I go back and watch them. So if you're asking about the stats, the only stats that I have right now are the stats that are in the book from today's game. And first of all, I want to give a shout out, man, for Mentality to Trig, man. Trig has really, what's up, J Law? The Trig has really reinserted himself back into that high level conversation, man. He started off slow. Today he had what I'm looking at 3 threes, and he ended up having at least 20 something points today. He's really taking the reins, possible all Brotherhood Hoop League selection. Also, by the way, for those who are watching, if you're a coach, we sent y'all the nomination forms. Please make sure that's done ASAP, because we need to start voting on this before the season starts. Before the playoffs start. We want to make sure that we have all that information. So if you don't have it, reach out to me and I'll send it to you. But we sent that in the group chat, and I sent it to each of the coaches individually. So please fill out your nominations, and remember, The nominations are only for your team. The voting, you can vote for everybody, but nominate in the categories that are there for your team. Now, Trig, man, Trig is back on both ends of the court doing it, and he's really up his playmaking too, because teams are running him off the line and he's getting shots for everybody. Shout out to Tyreek Ward, man, bounced back from last week. Really helped them today. But the biggest shout out to me on Mama Mentality, and I talked to him after the game, and I hope you're watching, sir, Mr. Donnell Staton. I had spoken to him before about I really like his defense a lot. He's very high IQ. He knows where to be on defense. He has great hands. But today, Mr. Staton had 14 points and hit 4 threes. So for me, it's just like when you get those kind of contributions, right? Denari had 6. And again, I mentioned Trig's game, I mentioned Tyreek's game. But when you add 14, I don't want to say unexpected because I don't want to disrespect Stat, but 12 of those were threes. He hit 4 threes today. And I'm curious, Mr. Staton, if you're watching, how much of that had to do with you and Meech's back and forth this past week. But yeah, he was big for them. He played his normal quality defense. But the 14 points from threes, the 14 points including 12 from 3, I don't know who saw that coming. He started to be more offensively inclined last week, and that's a good sign for mentality going, in for them. Pollard wasn't there. Hopefully he'll be back for the playoffs. But this team is playing well. Shout out to Darius Conley, man. Had a chance to talk to him after the game, man. He got these guys ready to go. He's in the running for Coach of the Year. Now, mentality was after the trade deadline or during the trade line was looking kind of dead in the water. And they, to their credit, they have recovered and they have bounced back. And they look like, one of those teams that nobody wants to play in the playoffs. So big shout out to mentality on their win today. And it was a close game too. It came down to the wire. Chris Hinman hit a 3, couple threes in the fourth quarter. Mr. Ashby had 9 in the fourth quarter, to kind of keep it close for them. But for me, listen, Dream Team, y'all got a lot to work on, man. There's no reason for Tay and Chris. I'm looking at it right now. Tay had 9, Chris had 8. Those are your 2 best players. Kurt had 6. Chris Calvin had 5, and Batman had 4. There's no reason that nobody on your team, it looks like, was in double digits. And a big part of that is because Dream Team does not know where they want to go to get their buckets. For me, it's pretty obvious. Chris is going to be the lead ball handler. Tay is secondary. And everybody else got to fit in after that. Shout out to Melo, man. He had 8 points, 2 threes. Really bounced back from last year, man. He's hooping for them. They got to get their lineup straight. And they kept it competitive, very competitive. And at one point, I think they took the lead. But they have a lot to work on, a whole lot to work on. Now, a saving grace that they have, and I'm speaking from experience. My bullies from last year, we lost in the Kings. We lost, and everybody picked us to beat the Kings last year. And we went. Y'all hold on one second. That's my daughter. Y'all hold on one second. All right, so and Mike said Dream Team is a bad basketball team. I don't want to go that far because they got talent and they got two top level guys to me and Chris. Look, I think Meach did better today, but Meach, you got to get them lineups and things together, big dog. Like, again, the offense needs to run through Chris and Tay. It's not hard. Get your two best players in the action as much as possible. There's also at no point in the game should Chris or Tay not be in the game. One of them needs to be in the game at all times. Chris is a young thoroughbred. He doesn't look like he gets tired to me out there. Again, I'm not him, so obviously I don't know. But they need to. But one of them needs to be on the court at all times. Tay, you got to be more aggressive. You got to demand to go get that thing. And being aggressive isn't just about scoring. You can make plays out of that too. I don't think either one of them played badly today. They just played too slow. Like, they played way too slow. Y'all need to push that thing. Get up and down the court. They missed some opportunities on some fast breaks. And for me, it's one of them things where there has to be some organization. Again, last season, my Bullies were 2-5, and we had lost to the Kings, in an upset. They shouldn't have beat us, but credit to them. And we ended up going to the championship game. So all hope is not lost. Everybody's record next week starts 0-0. So it's not over. Y'all can rebound. Y'all can get back in this thing, but y'all got some soul searching to do this week. Starting from Meach, Tay, Chris, Kurt, all of them. Whoever is the leader on that team, y'all got to do some soul searching, man. Playoffs start, and y'all got to get it together. Y'all need some strategy. Start playing faster, getting up and down the court. And if they can't go, then run the break without them. Y'all have way too much talent on y'all team to be 1-6. And I want to say this too. Y'all, I don't mind. I personally, look, I'm a league owner. Any type of talking that's not inflammatory helps to promote the league. So I'm not personally mad. But for a team that's 1-6, like y'all do a lot of talking for a team that's 1-6. Y'all do a lot of talking for a team that's 1-6, man. And it might be better. Like Stat, I'm sure he was motivated to go. He was motivated to go 4 for 5 from 3 today, because Meach, you was talking back and forth to him. I know you know these guys, and I know ain't nothing crazy. So again, as a league owner, I like it. But guys, when they hear that and when they see that, they're gonna go at y'all. They're gonna go at y'all because of that. So again, mentality, put on a good performance today. Booty as usual. Made some great plays, and like I think for me, there's still time to get it together, but y'all got to get it together by next week, man, or y'all gonna be coming to watch the rest of the games with us after next week. So next game at X2G versus Bullies. First of all, I want to give a shout out to Bree Turner. Not my daughter. She just walked in. I mean, she deserves a shout out too. But the other Bree, he took a picture with my daughter today, and that really touched me, man. I greatly appreciated that. But back to the game, they just took over down the stretch, man. And for me, they look very, very dangerous going into it, man. Bree had, I think he had 16. J Law had 5 threes. He had 15. Got a chance to chop it up with him. Just get his perspective on some basketball, man. That was great to do that. That's probably the best part about the Brotherhood Hoop League, man. Just talking to guys after the game. A lot of guys for them had great performances, and for me, that's just one of them things, man. They came ready to play today. They look good. They ready to go into the playoffs, man. But X2G, look, and for me, it's not as bad as Dream Team. I told Peter this after the game. Yeah, Cam, they did miss you today, man. They needed your steady presence out there. At times, they was just going back and forth without a plan, and that really hurt them today. Petey had 14, but it wasn't the typical impact that we expect to see from him. You know, I told him after the game, sometimes you got to slow down. It ain't always there. Ref's not gonna give you a call. They're not gonna give you a call if you're driving into 3 people when it's 1-on-3. You know what I mean? And you definitely respect it out there, Petey, but they're not gonna do that. Same kind of for Justice. You know, just slow down a little bit. You know, y'all have high motives. Y'all are very good athletes. Like, just take your time and get there. It's gonna come. T Breezy had 8 today. Julian hit 2 threes. He had 6 points. Shout out to Superman. Super had his best game of the season. He had 13 points, but it wasn't enough. The game got chaotic from X2G's perspective, because instead of slowing the ball down at times, they just going. And sometimes you let the game get away from you that way. Reese had a 4-quarter barrage. He had 11 in the fourth, which was big for them. Henry, I think this is Henry. Excuse me if I'm wrong. Henry had 10 points today, and again, it's a balanced effort with them. It's a very balanced effort for them, and again, they look good going into the playoffs, and I think for me, this is one of them things where it's just like they get it from so many different players, man, and I think that's what serves them very, very well. That if you key on Bree, Henry can get off. If you key on one, the other gets off. They just have a balance. Shout out to Coach Nick, man, holding the stead down for AB, man. And it was really, really a great performance today. Yeah, J Law, like y'all defense is on point, led by you, led by Bree. Bree had another crazy block today. And again, it's one of them things where they got athletes, they got speed, they got shooting, they have athleticism, they rebound the basketball. They're one of the most well-rounded teams in the league, man. And as a former Bully, while I don't root for anybody, I am really happy to see these guys performing, man. Because recent Ryan, I believe, if I'm missing somebody, please let me know. But Reese and Ryan are the only holdovers from last season, and y'all are holding it down with y'all leadership, man. Y'all defense. So big shout out to y'all. Bullies 4-3, Mentalities 4-3, X2Gs 2-5. Dream Team is 1-6. So again, we're gonna get the playoff seedings together. And we'll let y'all know as early as we possibly can, so y'all know that who y'all can prepare for. The film will also be up, hopefully either tonight or tomorrow, so that y'all can start watching games and preparing. But big shout out to the Bullies, man. Next game. So before I start on this game, and Villains Kings, before I start on this game, hopefully our guests will be here. So I'll start talking about the Kings first. I don't like what I see from the Kings. I don't like what I see when they get down. I don't like it. I told Dante after the game, it seems like the game gets away from y'all whenever y'all get hit with a run. And this is the third week this season that has happened. And for me, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And that doesn't bode well for their playoff chances. Again, they can rebound. Um, they can rebound. Again, my team did it last year. Everybody's 0-0 going forward. But they're gonna have to get that together. Dante had 12. DJ had a good game. But outside of that, man, it wasn't a lot. Now, our special guest is here. He had 36 points today and was completely unguardable. Completely unguardable. Mr. Jamar Belches.
Oh my God.
Thank you for taking the time to come on, man. Listen, you were on 12 today. And as I've been shouting you out since the scrimmage. I told everybody that you were a high level first team all brotherhood type. And I also said that your role on the team is gonna be different because they played through Jason. You haven't complained, you ain't tripped, you ain't made any noise about it. You just went about your business. But today, 36 points in a variety of ways. Mr. Belch, just talk about your game today, sir.
No, for real. It was really a shout out to Dietrich and Terry, man. But they trusted me today, for real. They kept telling me to go, just keep going and keep going. So that's what I did, for real, for real. Seeing shots going in, I knew I was getting hot, so just kept the ball in my hands, honestly.
One of the things I told Jason after the game, I said, and Jason's not a selfish player at all. He's very humble. He wants guys to also get going so he doesn't have to do everything. But when I see him calling for you to come get the ball, he's setting screens for you to come get the ball. It was going to be a special day. You was getting it from three. I'm looking right now. You had 1, 2, 3, 4 threes today. You was getting it off the bounce. You was getting in the midi with the pull up. When you get in your bag like that, Jamar, like what kind of zone are you in mentally, man? Talk about that.
Shit, oh, my bad. But
You
when
good?
I get going, for real, it just be kill mode. It just be kill mode. Like once I see the ball going in, people can't stay in front of me. I'm just gonna go. I'm just going.
I think look, Cam was in the comments saying that he missed the show, and he definitely did, man. The whole crowd was rooting for you.
Yeah,
Everybody was we
they was
wanted to
turned.
see you get 40. Um Listen, that type of performance is gonna propel you to higher in terms of like the all brotherhood and all of those kind of things. Not that you necessarily care about that, but like everybody wants recognition for their work. And today, in the absence of Jermaine, like you completely took over. Now the playoffs are here, Jamar. Y'all sitting pretty. Y'all the 1 seed. We know that for sure.
Yeah.
What's your mindset going into the playoffs?
With us being the 1 seed, that's cool and all, but I'm going in not sleeping on anybody. Honestly, anything can happen. We didn't had a game, took one to the chin. We won't hit shots. Anything can happen, so I'm not sleeping on any team going into the playoffs. I'm ready to go.
I think that's a good mindset to have. Everybody out there is relatively evenly talented. So it's like, you can't any given Sunday, you can go in
Yeah.
there and you can have a bad game and you can lose. Something I've always wanted to ask you. Um, who are some of the players that you watch in there, or some of the players that you enjoy going against in there every Sunday?
Uh, Definitely the guys I came up going against. Honestly, like Dante today, Aaron, Cam. Uh, I didn't get to see Devin during the regular season, but we play against each other a lot. Tay, Ashby. I like Chris. I like that Chris matchup. I like that Chris matchup for sure.
I, I can tell that you kind of take these things personally. You don't really do a whole lot of trash talking, but you
Mm,
let people know that you in the building.
facts.
Um, last thing before I get you out of here. Um, again, 36 big points. When you have to shift from main guy to somebody who gets it after Jason and Jermaine, like how does your mindset adapt going from all right, I'm the guy to back? Because like I've said, I've said when I did your spotlight, I don't think your numbers do you justice. When
Hmm.
you turn on that film, you see you still were making plays tonight. Guys didn't always hit shots, and that happens, but you were still passing. Like, how does that work? How do you shift from okay, I'm gonna be a playmaker to all right, it's time for me to go?
Well, it really ain't that hard of a shift with the type of player that I am because I don't force anything anyway. So I really like just take what's given or what opens up. So it's like sometimes I'll be a playmaker, the pass will be there, or sometimes I'll have my shot. And like I said, shout out to Dietrich because today he was just telling me like sometimes it's better for you to take your shot than to make that extra pass. So that was really on my mind a lot today. So that's what I did.
And I did say that was the last question. One more. What's it like being coached by Rat Riley? Shout out to Rat, man. That's my brother, man. So it's always good to see him do well. But what what's it like being coached by him?
Hey, it's cool, man. He really just want all us to go, just be ready and play for each other every Sunday.
Mr. Jamar Belshis, man, thank you for taking the time. Again, man, it's always a pleasure to watch you play, man. We appreciate you. I'm
Of
looking
course,
forward to see you next week. In the playoffs, man, on the first seed, Villains United, man. Thank you for taking the time to come on, man.
yeah, for
Appreciate you,
sure.
man. Thank you very much.
Appreciate
Listen, man, Jamar put on the show today, 36 points, and it felt like at times that there was nobody in front of him. Um, one of the quickest players in the league, and somebody who can get it at all three levels, man, and that makes him even harder to guard. Villains are sitting comfortable at 6-1, going into the playoffs as the first seed, and they get Jermaine back next week, and so they'll be at full strength. And again, that's the matchup is likely Dream Team, so looking forward to that game. But Jamar stole the show today. Hope everybody, if everybody was watching, again, coaches, y'all got to cash y'all ballots if you haven't already. Please do. And again, man, those type of performances, man, everybody in the crowd's rooting for you. When Trig had his 8 threes, when Jew had his 10 threes, um, guys want to see guys doing well, and that's probably my favorite part about being in the gym on Sunday. Like guys want to see guys do well, man. So um, shout out to Jamar, Jason. Look, Jason, and I know sometimes it goes without saying sometimes, but Jason had 28 today, and again when you could take a step back and you can still hit 28, that's major for your team, man. So shout out to the Villains. Kings, y'all got some things that y'all need to work on, man. Again, all hope is not lost. Y'all definitely can turn it around. Y'all just got to keep y'all heads up. Y'all got to keep y'all heads up. Don't get discouraged, man. And again, we don't know the matchups, but um playoffs are next week. So y'all take some time. Y'all have a meeting. Y'all get it together. Last game, and this was possibly the best game of the week. We have another guest coming on to discuss his performance. But Team Jelly versus Team Elite, man. This game was very close throughout. It even went to overtime, man. And so I want to give a few shout outs before we start. Hopefully our guests can take the time to come on. I want to give a shout out to obviously Jew. The book say he had 19 again. I'm gonna go and look and see. Shout out to Dev, man. Dev's one of my favorite players in the league to watch, man. And he'll let you know about it too. Dev, if you're watching, man, shout out to you. And I want to give a shout out to this guy while he's up here, man. Had 17 big points off the bench today. 6 Man of the Year candidate. Y'all give a hand to Mr. Josh Murdoch, man.
Hey, what's up, guys? Appreciate you having me on.
No problem, man. Big game today. Listen, man. Look, I'm sitting over there next to J Law and Aaron, and we're all saying, "Get Josh the ball! Get Josh the ball!" Your family was sitting right to our right, and listen, man. I think that was your lovely wife. I think that was your mom. I think your whole family was over there, man, and they was just cheering for you the whole time, man. And it wasn't one of those type of cheers where they were putting down other people, man. They was just hope, wanted you to succeed and do great, man. Talk about your big performance today, Josh.
First off, thanks for putting the league together, man. Like, honestly, like, it's been a blast playing in this 2 years in a row now.
Thank you, man.
Big shout out to my team, though, man. I wouldn't be able to do what I did without them. They were putting me in the right positions, getting me the ball. They had the confidence in me to, go out there and just play my game, and, worked out.
Y'all team, I had told you, y'all team captain, I didn't see the vision initially. And then when I talked to him, I did say that I saw the vision. I understood what y'all was trying to do. Y'all have a very unselfish team, right? Obviously, the leader is Jew. He gets everybody going. But then you got Dev, who's a two-way stud, gets it on both ends. You got Keese, who's a two-way stud. He has great hands. He rebounds. Kenyon flying around. He hit a 3 today. Like, what's it like playing on a team like this, man, where it's unselfish and everybody seems like they're rooting for each other?
Man, it's awesome for real. I mean, like you said, we're not selfish players. We recognize whoever's got the hot hand, we give them the ball, and we're dogs, man. We go out there, we try to hustle, we go after every loose ball, try to get every rebound, and we lock in on defense, man. That's our key, man. We just play really well together. Most of us have been hooping together for years, and it shows. So it's a joy to just be out there with those guys every weekend.
One of your defining characteristics, Josh, and I've been playing with you for years, is your motor. You don't ever stop running. What can you attribute that to? Because I'm a firm believer that motor is a skill. That's something that you have to work on. You either have it or you don't. So what goes into that?
I mean, I'm a personal trainer, so I mean, I'm in the gym, almost every single day, either working on myself or working on clients. So, it's part of that, and then part of just playing pickup with the guys during the week, just going out there and just taking care of your body, making sure you're locked in. That's really what it comes down to.
Last question before I get you out of here. Going into the playoffs, and again, we don't know the matchups yet. What's your mindset heading into the playoffs next Sunday? And we should have the matchups out to y'all as soon as we can. But what are the matchups going into? I mean, what is your mindset going into the playoffs next week? Does anything change for you?
No, it's just going to be another Sunday for us, man. We're just going to go out there, just hoop, play like we normally do. Like I said, it's just another Sunday out there hooping with the boys.
Well, thank you for taking the time, Josh. Did you have something to say before we let you go?
Yeah. So, like I just said before, I do run a personal training business. My athleticism is not a God-given talent. It's built. So, if you guys are interested in training like I do, running around, getting after it, hit me up. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, J Murdoch Fitness. Shoot me a message.
Y'all heard it, man. He'll help get you right. Josh, you had 3 threes today, 17 big points, man. Thank you for taking the time to come on. Great performance today, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Thanks again for having me on, putting this lead together. I appreciate it.
No problem, man. Have a good one.
All right, guys.
When you can get performances up and down the lineup, like I said, Dev had 19, Jew had 19, Josh had 17. When you can get performances like that up and down the bench, man, y'all can they're a team to be reckoned with. Now, I want to discuss Elite real fast. Mike said they have some infighting I don't like. I don't know if there's infighting. I can't speak to that personally myself. If somebody from Elite is watching, maybe y'all can discuss that and comment on that. I think for me, one of the things that I'm seeing, I think they're gonna have to figure out their lineups a little bit. One of the things that they're to me, they're the best defensive team in the league. But one of the flaws of having a defense that's built on creating turnovers, when you don't create those turnovers, then that affects your offense. And I think that's what we saw today. I'll have the official turnover numbers once I turn on the film, and watch. But when you play, yeah, and I'm gonna get to that in a few minutes too, Mike. I think Tay's gonna have to figure out the double big lineups against certain teams. I don't know, because Jelly can play smaller, and Josh is not small, but Josh is not a traditional big. So either one of Barry or Lou is gonna have to guard them. And I think that proposed some matchup issues today. So it may just be a matchup dependent thing. But if I can recall the numbers off the top of my head, they're not a high turnover team because Jew is and he plays basically all 40 minutes every game. He doesn't turn the ball over a lot. So when you're not turning the ball over, now they do create second chances. Lou probably had like 8-9 offensive rebounds today. But when you don't turn the ball over, you keep them out of transition and you make them score in the half court. And that's an issue for them. Figuring out the double big lineups, I think Trail played very well today for them. D Knight led them. Actually, I think D Knight had 18. Lou had 12. So I think for me, they're gonna have to figure that out. They finished the season 4-3. So there are 3 teams with that record. Bullies, Mentality, and Elite are all 4-3. So okay, there you go, Ned. And those things happen. You have you have those meetings to get it together. Y'all are champions and y'all are looking to defend y'all crown. Ned said drug test Murdoch, he couldn't miss. Yeah, I mean, again, y'all look, they have multiple options on that team. You know, sometimes it's Mr. Gate. Today it was Josh. You know really what you're gonna get from Jew and Dev. Shout out to Dev too, man, if he's watching. I don't know how many rebounds you had, Dev, but I think you had 19 points. You know, you was letting Ned know a lot about the three that you hit. And it's always cool watching you play. And y'all know I hate this word, but Dev is the definition of a dog. And that's somebody who's gonna fire his team up with his play, with his words. I don't know if it's my fault or our fault, Ned, but I feel what you're saying. But this was just a great game. Oh, okay. Yeah, every time, yeah. And Dev's not known as a shooter per se, but obviously he's gonna let him fly. Sometimes you have to let him fly to make the defense respect you. He made 2 of them today. So, you know, the defense had to start respecting him some. I think Elite, I know Elite will get it together. I don't know if that would mean that they win in the playoffs. Like I said, as of right now, Dream Team is 6-1, and then there's a 3-way tie for 4-3 between Bullies, Elite, and Mentality. Dream Team is 1-6, so that's 5 teams. X2G, Kings, and I forgot the last team off the top of my head, but they're 2-5. So I'm really looking forward to these playoff matchups, man. I think they're he did. And actually I think you fouled him on that too, Ned. He ain't call it. But yeah, I think again, it's gonna be Jelly, right. Oh, my bad, you okay. So Bullies, Mentality, Elite, and Jelly, all 4-3. So that's the 4-way tie for 4-3. X2G and Kings are 2-5, and Dream Team's 1-6. So that's what I'm saying. I knew I heard something. I was standing right under the basket with the towel, but you know, Mel Kwan let it go. Shout out to the refs today too, man. They controlled the game well. There weren't any issues. Like it seemed like the players respected them too. So hopefully both of them ready to come back for the playoffs. Shout out to Phil too. So yeah, we're gonna get those tiebreakers together, and we're going to make sure that the matchups get ready. Y'all are 3-4, Aaron. I thought y'all were 2-5. Okay, so then y'all would be above X2G. Okay, all right, that's right. Y'all are 3-4. My bad. So my apologies for saying 2-5. So let me say it again. Villains are 6-1, and then there's Bullies, Mentality, Elite, and Jelly. They're all 4-3. Kings are 3-4, so they're likely locked into the 6th seed. X2G's 2-5. That's the 7th seed, and Dream Team's the 8th seed. That we know. So before I get out of here, J Ned. So that's that. Yeah, X2G is 7, and the Kings are 6. Before I get out of here, and I'm gonna do a spotlight on him. I'll save it for the spotlight. But I think the MVP, and again, I might have an official vote. The coaches are the ones who vote. But the MVP may have changed today. It may have changed. Peter didn't have his best game. Drew had a good game. Jason had a great game. And those are my 3 primary MVP candidates. Bree and J Law, Tyreek, all of them are, for me, about 4, 5, and 6. But I think today may have shifted some MVP stuff. Defensive player of the year, I think Ned played good defense today. Drew just hit some tough shots today. I think Kirk was good on defense. Kenyon, man. Listen, man, Kenyon flies around, and they did score on him a few times at the rim today, specifically D Knight, Trail. But I think for me, my personal 3 Defensive Player of the Year candidates are Ned, Kurt, and Kenyon. J Law's in there somewhere. Petey's in there somewhere. Coach of the Year, I think, that's pretty locked up with Rat Riley. I think one of the biggest intrigues for me will be Sixth Man of the Year. I don't know how y'all view that race, but for me, there's a few guys in it. Josh is in it. Pollard's in it. Trail's in it. I think Leo might have a say in some of that. Marius too. There's some worthy Sixth Man of the Year candidates. I'm gonna have to go back and look and see who started more games than they came off the bench. But I think a lot of that is going to be very fascinating how the voting plays out. I think the All Brotherhood League Hoop League teams, I'll say today, he was going to be up there for me personally anyway, but I think Jamar secured his spot today. I think somebody like Henry, who a lot of people don't talk about, and his impact on winning, I think that probably should have secured him a spot. I think guys like Bree and J Law, their spot was already secure. But I think they helped themselves today. I'm just looking forward to the award races, man. And again, coaches, if y'all are watching, check. I sent y'all a text earlier. Y'all fill out the nominations, please. Players from your own team. We need that by tonight. We needed it we needed it last week, but definitely need that tonight. Before I go, team rankings. Obviously, Villains first, Dream Team last. I don't really know how to separate the 4 and 3 teams: Bullies, Elite, Mentality, and Jelly. A part of me wants to put Bullies second, and then Mentality won today, Elite lost today, Jelly won today. It's all very close. So I'll put out my team rankings after I watch the games and all of those things, man. I don't want to say anything rash or jump to any conclusions until I have all of the information available. But listen, y'all, before I get up out of here, playoffs are next week. We're going to have the matchups. We're going to have everything ready for y'all. To the teams that are entering with losses, again, all hope is not lost. Y'all can go on a run. We went on a run last year, so y'all can go on a run. Only thing I'll say is, at some point, turn on the film. All of the games from the season prior to today are up on the Brotherhood Hoop League website. YouTube page. Host some film sessions. Y'all got to get it together. Dream Team, Kings, specifically. Y'all got to go watch some film, man. And I love y'all. Aaron, Dante, DJ, Rico, my cousin, Lou, coach them. Y'all know I love y'all, but y'all got to get in the film room. Tay, you know I love you. But y'all got to get in the film room, man. Next week is one and done. So let's get it together, fellas. Let's make it competitive. So I just want to thank everybody for watching, man. I appreciate all of y'all for making our second season in the Brotherhood Hoop League a success. I mean, obviously it's not over, but the second regular season, man, I thank y'all for making this a good second season, man, a successful second season on top of that, man. Before I go, I just wanted to shout out our sponsors because they're the ones that kind of help make this league who it is. Shout out to Jason, man, Jason Valentine. Y'all go get his book, man, The Path to Abundance on Amazon. Charles Holloway, man, Holloway Experience Real Estate. Journey Enterprises, man, that's our guy Fred. Y'all check him out. Century 21, man, that's our guy Chaz. Floor and Decor, Precious Moments Academy LLC, Marco Riasco, Elite Solutions, Tribe Nation. Shout out to the Hampton for letting us use their gym. Justin, Shonda, Derek, man. Shout out to me. Shout out to everybody with the podcast. Shout out to the Brotherhood Hoop League Council, man. Appreciate y'all. And again, the players, coaches, the staff, everybody who's helped us this season, man. Thank y'all. Much appreciated, man. And the refs. And we're looking forward to the playoffs, man. So for Statman AJT, Number Streets Podcast, man, I'm out.